the Mavs versus the Utah Jazz. The Mavs are the 4 seed. The Utah Jazz is the 5 seed. They tied up the season series 2-2. I'm not quite sure if Luka missed a couple games or not, at least the Christmas game. I'm not quite sure. I don't really remember. But these teams are pretty evenly matched. I think it's going to be interesting because we haven't seen Jason Kidd be a head coach in quite some time. He was always like the defensive or assistant. Obviously, he was a coach back in the day with the Brooklyn Nets, and also with the Milwaukee Bucks for a bit. So he has that playoff experience / pedigree. But we're gonna see with Snyder. Snyder's been relatively good, but as series kind of waned on, it looks like he's never made adjustments as well too. So I'm interested to see where it's gonna go. Now I'm a little back and forth because kind of like how we talked about a couple of days ago, Luka just strained his calf. Now he's still trying to get the MRI. So maybe when this gets released, we're going to have a better indication of what it is. But there's various strains. I think strain 1 that can be up to about 7 days. Strain 2 and 3 are actually kind of crazy. I think that's what Katie had a couple of years ago as well too. And then another, health concern is that can kind of turn into an Achilles as well too. Right. So I'm not quite sure what to expect. And it always seems like Luka gets hurt around this time. When he first made the playoffs in the bubble, he had a bummy ankle, even though he still busted the Clippers' ass. And last year he had neck strings as well too and was playing through injuries. So this year he does all this work just to get the 4 seed, win over 50 games, and literally in the third quarter, last game of the regular season, he hurts his calf. So that's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, Luka's a warrior. He's kind of built from that old school cloth. If he can play, he's going to give it his all. But at the same time, you also have to protect your biggest asset. So it might be a little bit of back and forth, but I think it's going to come down to which superstars role players can give them the best chance to win. Now, like I said, if Luka can play all 7 games, I'm taking Luka off of the simple fact that he's 6'8", 230, and can play on all 3 levels, whether it be from the 3-point, mid-range, and inside the paint. And he just makes his players better as well, too. Literally really has no weakness like that. Jason Kidd has had this team playing phenomenal defense this year, top 5 in, I think, all major defensive categories as well, too. So it's going to be interesting to see because you can kind of say that, all right, we're just going to try to blitz Luka, but you can argue that, too. We're going to blitz Mitchell, and we're going to see who kind of which role players step up. So that's why I'm at. That's what I'm saying. It's all about the role players as well. So if Luka is healthy, I got Dallas in 7. If Luka isn't healthy, I got Utah in 5. What about you?
This is honestly a hard one because I think, like you said, both teams are really evenly matched. I think they have both have a 29-12 record at home, which kind of feels like the Clippers Dallas Maverick matchup from a year ago or maybe 2 years ago when both teams were going crazy. When one would go home, the team that's actually home would lose, and we didn't know what was going to happen. Their away records are different. Mavs are 23-18, Jazz are 20-21, which is really similar when you really look at it. But when it comes down to it, it's kind of like which team is going to have the most chemistry. You know what I'm saying? You know what's going to happen if Luka's healthy. You know what's going to happen. Donovan Mitchell is day to day, but he's going to play. You know what's going to happen if Donovan Mitchell is really going to be playing. But when it comes down to it, is Rudy Gobert going to get bitched by someone on the Mavericks? Are they going to come at him the entire game? They start coming at him and making him, have to play somebody in that corner, and then they start driving it on him, making it tough on him to get back on defense, making it tough on the Mavericks who if they only have Luka Doncic playing well and not have a second superstar playing well like Spencer Dinwiddie or Tim Hardaway, who's not going to be playing in this game or this series at all, if they don't have a second guy that can really get it done against the Jazz, I'm not sure if they can really. If Luka's playing, I can see it going 7 games and then winning. Currently, I have the Utah Jazz winning just because of how much firepower they have. but that Dallas defense is really tough.
Yeah, they said defense wins championships or series. And like I said, it really, really, really just comes down to his pain tolerance if he can manage to come back by the basketball guys. Cause I just feel like we deserve to see Luka relatively healthy in a playoff series. He's only played the Clippers. Like we deserve to see him kind of take his game to another level and potentially go deeper into the playoffs. I think the basketball guys kind of owe us that. But like I said, the scares the last 2 years against the Clippers with the two best wing defenders. Obviously, Doc Rivers is the coach 1 year and Lou was last year. But I mean, if he can almost single handedly beat them, then I can only imagine what he's going to do against another team like that as well too. So very, very interested to see what happens moving forward for that.